Can't believe it. I really can't. Finally, GS is actually adding old units that we were supposed to get at this point 6, 7, 8, maybe even a year ago into the game alongside the Rise of the Shield Hero crossover, and I am just astonished personally. I didn't think we were going to get these guys till after Phantom Snipers or something, just because the way how the global team has been handling releasing old units or releasing skipped content has been, I want to say, fairly poor. It's not like a lot of the content that they skipped is necessarily like super game changing. There might be a few things here and there, but still a lot of people don't like you skipping content in a game because it may be a character or an event or something that someone's particularly looking forward, and you skip it and it's like, well, what do I do? And what am I talking about, right? Who are the two units coming? It's gonna be in JP, his name was Olga, but in GS Global he's going to be named Orga. And the other unit is going to be, I almost said Tamamo the first time I looked at this. I guess I've been playing too much Fate. But these two units are finally in the game. These guys released so long ago on JP, by the way. Like I mentioned before, dude, it's like a year since they've been out on JP. Maybe even like a little bit longer, a year and a half. Just to give you an idea, on one of the units, look at this. This is Olga, right? This man, Olga, was first posted, or his unit info at least was first posted back in August 12th, 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, we are July 13th, 2021 at the current time me recording this video. Like, are we serious, boys?
Jesus Christ.
Also, shout out to Latte from the official Discord. But now here comes the question, OP, are these guys good? Are they bad? You know, what's up with them? And well, let's talk about them. So Olga, if you've been playing the game since back in 2019, is a fire attacker slash, I would say, yeah, fire sub-attacker. His whole kit kind of revolves around buffing fire units and making fire units hit a lot harder. So with his skill, he's able to give himself art gauge, pretty standard. With his art, he's able to increase all allies' paralysis and freeze resistance by 100% and fire units damage by 60% for 10 seconds, which is a pretty solid debuff. It's not nowhere near as much as someone like Fire Roy, but still, it's, you know, pretty good. And the true art is going to be 34,000% fire damage physical, reduce the enemy's fire resist by 40% for 15 seconds, and then you reduce the enemy's physical resistance by 40% if a demon is in the party, and you negate all allies' damage taken for a total of 1,000 if a human is in the party for 15 seconds. So I don't think you need both these requirements to activate both parts of his true art. I think personally, he only needs like one or the other, depending on which one you want to activate, which for most people that is going to be using Orga, is definitely going to be the physical resistance down, because you could use this with someone like Swick and do some pretty big damage. And I don't know what Orga is. I don't know if he counts as a human or whatever, because if he does, he already fills out that second part of his true art. The only thing I don't get about this guy is that why does he have water killer? I mean, he has water resistance, which is pretty good, so he's kind of at like a type neutral against water, because I think you take 30% more damage from water units whenever you're a fire unit. It's something like that. It's like 20 or 30%. And water killer level 6, I think, is a 60% water killer buff, but it's kind of weird because he's a fire unit. But why are you going to be using him against like hard water content or something like that? Either way, still going to be good for him. And yeah, I think he's actually going to be a really good unit for people who want to build like a fire nuke team. But with the recent addition of How on JP, some people may not be as inclined to go for Orga. Then again, How is more of a fire magic nuke oriented unit, and Orga's more of the fire physical nuke oriented unit. So I think it's just which one you prefer. Either way, any fire unit is going to be benefiting from Orga. He's going to be a great asset for any team that is pretty much mostly consisting of fire units or mono fire, as either just a straight damage buffer because he's able to reduce the enemy's fire resist, or as a fire nuking unit as well because his mono fire is really good. His fire resist down debuff is very potent, and he has that physical resist down debuff as well, which is also going to be very potent if he's run alongside someone like Swick or something like that. As for Tammy, he is a unit that revolves around break power and freezing the enemy, which I guess makes sense since she has like these Tomfas. I think that's what they're called if I'm remembering correctly. But her skill is able to reduce the enemy's break resist by 30% for 8 seconds. Her art is reducing the enemy's water and freeze resist by 20% for 20 seconds. And the true art is going to be a high chance of freezing the enemy. Unfortunately, no ultimate freeze here. And you are increasing all allies' break power by 50% for 10 seconds. It has 8k break to it, which is a pretty substantial break value. But I don't know how beneficial it's going to be to run someone like this, because increasing break power isn't really the best buff that you can give to the entire team. However, once she breaks a boss, she's going to be hitting extremely hard, because right here, she does have the additional attack level 10, which is increased damage whenever a target is broken. And she also has a unique buff, which is Indigo Sky Rondo. Kind of a unique name there. And they didn't actually show this anywhere in-game, which is astonishing. Actually insane to me. So now I gotta do all my digging and trying to find where this unit is at. And I finally found it. And her name on JP was Awoken Tanya. That's crazy. Increase own damage and break power by 100% when enemy is frozen. So yeah, I mean, these units aren't the craziest, right? Just nice little additions to have. And I mean, personally, I am glad that we finally got these guys instead of never getting them. I just wish they would have came a little bit sooner. And I kind of wish they would have got a little bit adjusted, not too much to make them broken. But I feel like these units are a little bit outdated, you know? It's supposed to come out 2 years ago, GS. Or about, you know, maybe a year ago for global. And compared to what we're gonna get now and in the future, it's kind of like, dang, these units looking a little bit lackluster, just a tiny bit. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Tell me down below if you're excited for either one of these guys or girls coming to the game. Me personally, I don't really necessarily want them whenever I go to summon on Shield Hero, if I am even summoning on it. But I guess they'd be kind of cool. Orga would definitely be a little bit cooler in my opinion than pulling Tammy, but I guess if I pulled Tammy instead, it's not like the worst thing in the world. But guys, thank you all for coming out again. It's been your boy Pete. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. Thank you all for all the support recently on the channel. Cannot thank you guys enough for that. And last but not least, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.